Hello everybody, this is Gretchen Heidel and I am here live on Facebook. It is Monday night on July 6th. Welcome everybody, and if you are watching live on Facebook or the replay on Facebook or on my YouTube channel, Gretchen Heidel, I am going to go over the week in astrology and a bunch of other little helpful tips and things. I have a little special thing I wanted to go over tonight with all of you all. So welcome if you're just joining me. Like and share, and I love when you guys comment your astrological sign below. So this is the week of July 6th all the way until July 12th, and happy post 4th of July. Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. We had a big lunar eclipse this last weekend. It was a lot of, astrological stuff. We had that rare planetary alignment that happened over the weekend. We had the lunar eclipse. So I'd love to hear how all of you guys experienced the eclipse, if it had an effect on you or if it didn't have an effect on you. I know some people were saying they felt really tired this weekend. So I'd love to hear what everybody's up to. Ashley Jean already said hi, and she is a Virgo, Libra, Leo. Yay, welcome. And so Carrie is an Aries. We're going to be talking a lot about Aries tonight, Carrie, so welcome. So if you're just joining me, make sure you post below, and I'd love to hear how did you do with the big lunar eclipse that was in Capricorn. The sun was in Cancer, so I don't know if that affected you or not. It affected me. It was in my area of health and wellness, and I kind of felt a little bit under the weather over the weekend, but now I'm starting to feel better. Once the eclipse came and released the energy, then it was like I was able to come back up again. Kelly, hello Kelly, Leo. Welcome everybody who is joining me live tonight. So I'm going to just jump right in. So we had that big lunar eclipse. That was the last lunar eclipse for something like 25 years in Capricorn. So just to let you know, we're done with all this kind of, Capricorn type stuff. The eclipses, now the next set of eclipses for the next year and a half are all going to be Gemini, Sagittarius for roughly a year and a half to 2 years. That's going to be all the eclipses coming up. And that's basically what the deal is. Hello, Marianne. Welcome. Colette. Oh, Capricorn Sun, Cancer Rising. I'm wondering how you did, Colette, over the weekend. It was really a lot. Harold, Virgo, exhausted, woke up today fresh and ready to go. See, yeah, I kind of felt that too, Harold. Paine, welcome. Taurus. I felt that too, Harold. I was, like I said, I was under the weather over the weekend, and then I kind of felt like I'm getting back to myself more on today, now that we're kind of moving past the eclipse time. So like below, make sure that you guys comment. I'd love to hear how did the big full moon lunar eclipse affect you this weekend. So we have a light astrological week this week. Rare for 2020. I mean, I'm on here every week saying this is happening and that, and Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn, oh my, I feel like I'm saying all these things, but really this is the lightest week of July. So there is something that's going on, a couple things. They're more considered to be minor things, but they are still going to affect us. So we might as well know. I always say forewarned is forearmed. So Wednesday morning at 6:30 a.m., like 6:42 a.m., Mercury is going to square Mars. Now, remember, Mercury is retrograde still, and so it's in Cancer, the sign of Cancer, and it's going to be retrograde until Sunday. It's going to end on Sunday morning at 4:26 a.m. Eastern time on July 12th. So we have one more week left, less than a week of Mercury retrograde. Yay! But Mercury retrograde is still going to be messing with us on Wednesday. I was even feeling it today. I was a little foggy fuzzy today. Hey Jill, welcome. Paine said that you weren't able to sleep at all over the weekend during that lunar eclipse. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that. Jill, Pisces. Iris, Aries, hello. Gail, Pisces, a lot of Pisces. Doreen, Cancer, a lot of water signs on here, water and earth so far. So Hey, anybody else joining, make sure that you post below. So basically, Mercury is going to form a square with Mars on Wednesday. Now we feel these things, and Wednesday is the height or the peak, and then we come down from it. Now this isn't a kind of a big major astrological thing, but it's a square, and squares are contentious. Mars is action and Mercury is mental processes, and Mercury's retrograde. So if you think about it, it's like our mental kind of processes this week are going to be a little wonky. That means like foggy, fuzzy, a little brain fried or brain fog, any kind of thing like that. Jacqueline said, oh my God, I have to drive to Boston for a licensing test. Make sure that you allow enough time driving wise. You might want to leave a little bit early and pack a lunch or something, so like anything that's going to make your life easy, Jacqueline, is my advice on Wednesday. And be careful because Mars can be speeding and like an aggressive sort of energy while you're driving. So Doreen, your birthday is Monday. Is that next Monday on the 13th, Doreen? So happy birthday, Miss Cancer. Gail said your mood has been low. Yes, Gail, that's because of the full moon lunar eclipse that we had for sure. Gretchen, Capricorn, Doreen, crying over nothing. I'm so sorry. Jocelyn, Libra, I think you're my first Libra tonight, Jocelyn. Welcome. So, that's the thing about this is that the full moon lunar eclipse does have absolutely an effect on our mood, and it makes us more emotional. We have a lot more like stuff that bubbles up. It's the shadow stuff. Please, I wrote 2 really good, if I don't mind saying so, good posts astrologically on my Astrology Updates by Gretchen Heidel page or Instagram. It's also, I post all of those on Instagram and on LinkedIn, but I wrote 2 really like long posts about this weekend, all about the energy. Yes, we are still feeling it. We're barely even out of that 24, 48 hour time period. So make sure you read those posts because, this weekend is about letting go of something. It's about releasing something. It's about, all that kind of stuff. Colette said you got off a phone with a friend and saying how drained and mentally foggy we've been all weekend. Well, unfortunately, it's not going to release fully until we get over Wednesday. Wednesday is this Mercury square Mars, and Mercury is our mental processes. It's our brain processes, and Mars is how we act. And these two are not on the same page right now. Our action, Aries, Mars wants to go, go, go. Aries likes to go. And then Cancer is ruled by the moon. And that's where Mercury is right now. And if you think of the crab, Mercury in Cancer goes like this sideways and wants to go, well, how about over here and how about over here? It doesn't walk in a straight line. Aries Mars wants to go in a straight line, and then our mental processes are all over the place. So these two are really not paired up right now, and we're having trouble getting up and going and kind of, doing whatever. I was going to talk to all of you guys. Hi, Monica. Welcome. Hello. So like and share with your friends. I wanted to talk about something I have not heard anybody else talking about, but I want to talk about it because I really think this is affecting our mental, and we're talking a lot about mental processes tonight because of Mercury, and then Mercury will eventually go direct next weekend, but we're still in Mercury retrograde. We have the last few days left of Mercury retrograde in the last week. So I am realizing, I talk to a lot of people. There is something, and it's based in psychology. And as you know, I'm a life coach, or maybe you don't know, I'm a life coach and NLP certified master life coach, master hypnotherapist. And I do a lot of coaching, and I talk a lot about mental, kind of brain stuff all the time. That's kind of my sort of hobby, is my talking about the brain. There is something that I'm realizing a lot of people are struggling with, and there's no name that we can put to it. And yet I have a name that we can put to it. And it's the phenomena that we are all pretty much experiencing with the COVID thing, with, kind of all the stuff. Do I wear a mask? Don't I wear a mask? Do I go out with my friends? Don't I go out with my friends? Do I have a family reunion? Do I not go to a family reunion? I have to travel? Do I not travel? Do you hear how it's like a lot of decisions? We are all struggling right now, and I'll tell you, every one of us is struggling to some degree, some of us more than others, okay, with a phenomena that is called decision fatigue. I don't know if you guys know about this term, but it's a real thing. Decision fatigue is hitting each and every one of us. On average, most people make roughly 35,000 decisions a day on average, okay? So like, do I have, a pineapple or an orange? Do I take the bus or do I take my car? Or do I wear jeans or do I wear a t-shirt? Like all these millions of decisions that we make every single day is basically adds up to around 35,000. And studies have shown, and by the way, this was all based on the work of a psychologist, Ray F. Baumeister. I hope I'm pronouncing his name properly. But basically what the deal is that decision fatigue is a real thing because it's almost like we have a finite amount of decisions that our brain can handle in one day. And that number is different for everybody, but it's roughly 35,000 decisions. So some of us can handle 25,000 decisions, some of us can handle 45,000 decisions, but roughly we are in that period of around 35,000 decisions. And once we reach that number, we're done. We're done. And that's where people say, your kid's bothering you at the end of the night. Mommy, can I just do? And it's just like, do whatever you want to do. Like, I am done making decisions for the day. We hit this wall with decision making. And the more in our jobs we have to make decisions, the more in our life with our family we have to make decisions, the harder it is. And we actually can get angry. It can make us aggressive, like, God, don't bother me with that anymore, or if your spouse doesn't make a decision, it says, baby, whatever you want to do. And it's like, God, can't you just make a decision and help out? It feels like there's too much on our plates right now. So with COVID, oh, good. Stacy Jean said, yes, she has heard of decision fatigue before. Okay. Hi, Maggie. How you doing? Gail said, your patience has been really too thin. No, it's not just menopause, Gail. Gail had wrote about that. Michaela said, yep. So yeah, that's a thing. It's decision fatigue. So what the deal is that with COVID, we have another layer of decisions we're making. We're making all kinds of decisions we never had to make before. Do I wear gloves? Don't I wear gloves? Do I wash off the shopping cart? Don't I wash off the shopping cart? Do I go out to this family reunion? Do I not go to the family? It's just constant decisions. And it's affecting all of us on this really sort of subversive, kind of like low grade sort of thing. But the deal is that it's tiring. It's freaking annoying, right? It's tiring for all of us right now. We're hitting our 35,000 max decisions a day earlier in the day. And so all of this, that's why when you go shopping, like let's say you go clothes shopping or some other type of shopping, even on a normal day without COVID, it's tiring. And it's like, well, I don't know why I'm so tired. I just went shopping. Like, it's not even a big deal. But if you didn't already have in mind what you needed and you had to make a bunch of decisions, do I get this in black? Do I get this in white? I compromised and I got it in black and white with my polka dots. Or do I get purple? Or do I get the jeans? Or do I get the shirt? And also studies have shown, and this is kind of a sad fact, but if you're financially challenged, okay, if you're a person that kind of pinches your pennies a lot, you actually have to make more decisions and more weighted decisions than folks that are a little bit more well off financially, because you have to think about things through more. I could buy this here, I have a 20% off coupon, and decisions have more weight because we have, possibly less money to work with, right? So there's a lot of things that are wearing out and taxing our decision-making process. And a lot of us are literally just maxing out and it's tiring. So a lot of people are walking around like, I don't know why I didn't do much today, but maybe you had to make more decisions, or potentially the decisions that you were making were like related to COVID and stuff that we don't even want to think about, right? So, feeling that, Jill said, feeling it with grocery shopping and what to make for dinner. So here's some ways to combat this, because, man, I'll tell you, Monica, that's a good point, Monica. Fatigue is also from the sequential steps that we have to do: washing our hands, putting on the mask, whoops, forgot to hydrate. Yeah, definitely. So I'm talking, if you guys, a bunch of people just joined, I can see. So welcome. I'm talking about Mercury retrograde, and how Mercury affects our mental processes, but we're all a little foggy and fuzzy right now because we're getting an extra layer of stress or strain mentally from making decisions based around COVID, and how COVID is contributing to decision fatigue. So there's a few things that you can do that are really helpful tips as far as life coaching here. And I thought I'd share with you guys because, first of all, I wanted to bring it into awareness. Sometimes when something is cloudy, foggy, fuzzy behind, it's like, that I don't know why I'm so tired, but I just am. And oh God, it was just, I don't know. I just went to 2 stores. I shouldn't be tired, but I'm really tired. Well, it's because you're making extra decisions in your day that normally you don't have to make. And so first thing is make big decisions. Save those big decisions for the morning, because every morning you get the new 35,000 decisions to make, 35,000 decisions. So when you're early in the morning, it's easier to make bigger decisions, because studies have shown that as the day goes on, progressively, decision making gets harder. Okay, so by the end of the night, that's why we're all like, you get that decision-making fatigue syndrome, where by the end of the day, it's like people say, well, do you want, I don't know, this type of white wine or red wine? Oh, I don't know. I don't care. Just pour the wine, or some kind of thing. I don't know, whatever it is for you. But it's something that by the end of the day, it's like we're crashed out. We're done. I don't want to make another decision. So if you have to make a big decision, make it early in the day. Obviously, but maybe not so obviously, because we didn't maybe even know this was a thing until I'm talking about it now and bringing awareness to the decision-making fatigue syndrome. Make fewer decisions if you can. Just take stuff off your plate if you can. I know that's easier said than done, but if you have a lot of decisions that you have to make all in one day, it's just tiring and people get worn out, and it is a real thing. Gretchen said, I'm done with the dinner dilemma, ramen noodles tonight. Gail said, very stressed at the hardware store this afternoon, walked out without everything you needed. Yeah, that's why, because we're having this decision-making thing. Delegate decisions. If you have a spouse or a coworker or somebody that you can do, be like, can you just handle this right now because I cannot deal with this? That is another good way of helping yourself. The other thing is you can limit your options, okay? Albert Einstein actually used to do this with his wardrobe. He had 7 of the same suit, and he would wear the suit, all 7 suits, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and he had 1 suit per 1 day of the week. And so he was the original capsule wardrobe guy, I guess. But Albert Einstein didn't want to waste his decision-making process on something that he felt was really like menial, so and he was right. Actually, he was right, because decisions fatigue us. So if you can limit your own options during the day and keep things really simple, more simple than what we usually are used to, because right now, like if you So if you just say basically, hey, I'm going to just take that off my plate or take that off the table right now, and I'm not going to make a decision, have those different choices. I'm just going to give myself one choice to go out or not to go out. I know for myself, I've made the decision to quarantine because I have an underlying autoimmune disorder, and that wouldn't be good for me to be out a lot in public and stuff. But yet I find decisions hard to make when someone that I love and I want to see really badly, and I want to spend time with them. And if they ask me to go out or to do something, I'm like, it really bothers me. And so I've had to just say no to, like, across the board, limiting my decision making. No, I can't go, and I'm sorry, and so that does help me a little bit, but it still kind of pulls on my heartstrings, I'll be honest with you. Mary Lee, wearing a mask is also exhausting in stores. It is hard. I've worked in veterinary medicine. Some people don't know that. Some people do, for close to 15 years. And all day we had to wear masks in surgery, and you do build up a tolerance for it, but it's hot and it feels weird. And, doctors, nurses have been doing it for a very, very long time. I don't know why everybody's so afraid of masks, because it's a new thing for them. But if you worked in the medical field, we've worn them. I mean, I wore them all day, every day. It was a lot, but you get used to it and you build up some tolerance to it. But it is another decision to make. Put that mask on, not on. Don't touch my face. Oh my God, am I touching my face? All that stuff is a certain level of consciousness that you have to have. And it is actually exhausting your brain, just to give you guys confirmation and affirmation. So whatever you can do to also maybe put yourself on autopilot. So getting a good routine every day limits your decisions, because it's like autopilot. I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to make that decision. That can help with the decision-making fatigue thing, is to get yourself on autopilot and do certain things. And last but not least, stop second guessing yourself. If you second guess yourself, think about second guessing. It's literally in the word. So you make a decision, and then you rethink about it and rethink about it and rethink about it and rethink about it. Then you're already making like 5 decisions for one decision. So it's second guessing yourself. And I'm sorry, I'm not picking on you guys, but pay attention, Libras out there and Geminis, because you guys love to second guess yourselves. It's a thing. So try not to second guess yourself, because that adds an additional, like I said, layers to your decision-making process, and therefore making you more tired, grumpy. It makes us grumpy. We get worse and worse at it throughout the day, is what studies have shown. So when the decisions get harder throughout the day, or when the day progresses, it gets harder. We're worse at it. Okay, so we don't make good decisions by the end of the day. Think about having you're on a diet and you get to the end of the day and then there's a piece of chocolate cake sitting there and it's like, screw this, I'm done. And so we eat chocolate cake. It's a thing, because studies have shown that our resistance goes down, our willpower goes down, and then by the end of the night, we're a hot mess. So this decision-making fatigue, we have just this other additional layer that nobody else that I know of is really talking about this. But it's a real thing with COVID, because we're having to make this whole slew of additional decisions all day, every day. Do I have a mask? Should I touch this? Am I touching my face? All kinds of different things that we didn't have to think about. As you guys know, I have my new puppy, Lily. Well, one thing I didn't anticipate, I should have, but I just didn't think about it, was that people want to pet her on the street and they come right up to me and her and they're like, "Hi, I want to pet your puppy," without a mask on, and I'm like, get away from me. So there's just all kinds of decisions we have to make now as an additional layer because of this virus, because of COVID. And let's say you lost your job, you're furloughed, you're not sure if you're going to be furloughed or losing your job, you're self-employed, you're struggling, you're trying to fight. That's all additional decision-making things. Renee said, Gemini sun, decision procrastinator. Yes. Naomi said, eating sorbet. That's good. That's good. Renee, putting off decision-making procrastination can be because you already hit your 35,000 decisions for the day and you can't make another decision. So you might be better off making decisions early in the morning. They say that we're much better. We got our willpower going on early in the morning. I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this, and we get our to-do list, and then by the end of the day we're like, screw it, who cares, and that's kind of what happens because as we reach our 35,000, we just start to peter out, go kaput. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of people, my clients, are all saying, I don't know why I'm so tired, and I have this I feel so stressed, but I can't put my finger on it. I know that there's COVID and I know there's this and this, but I don't know why I'm feeling that way. Well, that's a thing. And Mercury rules over our brain and our mental processes, and Mercury is going retrograde right now. It's cloudy, it's foggy, fuzzy. It's going to square Mars, so Wednesday, we're still going to kind of feel cloudy and foggy until about Wednesday, and then we'll get over the peak. And then later in the week, I think maybe start to feel better, but really fully, I think we're going to, it'll be next week after Mercury goes direct on next Sunday, okay? Speaking of next Sunday, we have the second quarter lunar cycle, and that is after the full moon, in between the full moon and the new moon. So the moon is now losing light, okay? So hopefully this weekend you guys were able to burn or destroy and release your new moon manifestation list. And now this is the phase of the moon that we're working on releasing things, where the moon is peaked on the full moon, and now we're losing light towards the new moon. New moon, we want to manifest and harvest new things, but between the full moon and the new moon, we want to release things, and that's where we are now. And the midpoint is next Sunday, and I always like to give you guys whatever the last quarter lunar cycle is, or sometimes it's called the second quarter lunar cycle. That's like the half moon, if you guys see it in the sky. And that's going to be 21 degrees Aries. So I'm talking a lot about Cancer this week. Mercury's in Cancer and Aries. Mars is in Aries on Wednesday, and then we have that second quarter lunar cycle, 21 degrees Aries. And on the same day, the sun is going to form a trine with Neptune, and that's foggy and fuzzy. Oh my God. So we still have foggy, fuzzy stuff. I'm going to say it. I think I'm going to make a decision. Next week, I think, is going to be less foggy and fuzzy than this week. I think we're all going to still be under a little bit of a cloud from all of this stuff, but we still have this COVID stuff going on. It's just a thing. So Ginny said, hello, Gretchen, decision overload, fatigue, and empath overload for sure. And those you're quarantined with. I mean, it is a thing. I mean, and we're quarantined with additional people, or we would want to see people that we haven't been able to see. All of this is additional fatigue and decision-making stuff. It's a lot. It really is a lot. So this last quarter lunar cycle, what is that good for? Okay, so it's you want to kind of look at it as a minor, not a major, a minor sort of full moon energy where it's just that midpoint. So if we were talking about farming, the full moon is the harvest. You picked your tomatoes, you're picking your eggplant, you're picking your zucchini. Okay, that's the harvest, that's the peak. now what we want to do is on the new moon, we're going to be planting those seeds. So what the farmer would do in between those two things is the farmer would be clearing the field. Okay, getting rid of the leaves and the branches and the dead debris and all that stuff to make the fields ready and prepped for the seed planting on the new moon. So you can think of this as like a midpoint. So this is next Sunday I'm talking about, on the 12th, and the height of it will be 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's the height of it. So this is another layer of letting go. See, the full moon, you're letting go. The farmer's releasing all those dead leaves and branches and sticks and twigs and all that. So we're letting go again, another layer. So that's a great time to clean clutter, to get rid of different things. You can look at it as a minor full moon. And, you know, I always end up getting some kind of message to me that says, hey, I forgot to burn my new moon manifestation list. Is it too late? It's never too late, as long as we are in the disseminating, I think that's the right word, the letting go of the light. So if you want to wait, let's say you forgot to burn your new moon manifestation list, you can burn it on the second quarter lunar cycle, and that's going to be next week on July 12th. So hopefully that helps everybody. It's another letting go. It's going to be 21 degrees Aries, so let's let go of anger, because Aries is all about anger, aggression, all that kind of stuff. Grumpy, you know, we're going to be a little grumpy this week, I'll just say. Next week, I'm just going to also give you a heads up. The sun is going to oppose that Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that's going on, and that's going to be on the 14th and 15th. So Jupiter, that's going to be some more contentious stuff, but it's a light week. It's a foggy, fuzzy week, but it's a light week. Okay, so gosh, if you had the insight or foresight or whatever to plan a vacation this week, you are probably, like, this would be the perfect week to lay on a beach and, you know, just like look at the waves and all of that. That would be a wonderful thing to do this week. Meditating this week might help. Regrounding yourself might help. Being near water in general, so it doesn't have to be a beach. It could be just a stream, a lake, ocean, a little fountain in your apartment, whatever it is. You know, it can be that, but water energy, because that Mercury is in Cancer still. Cancer's the crab. Cancer loves to have also home and family, cooking, nurturing, you know, all that kind of stuff is good for that. Though, because we're a little grumpy, our family could actually get on our nerves right now. I'm just saying, but you know, in theory, it would be a good time to reground. So I'm going to pull one card for everybody collectively. What do you need to know for this week on a collective basis? And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to post below. And then otherwise, I'm going to let y'all get back to your evening. And I want you to ponder decision fatigue, and how that might be affecting your life. And also just having that awareness about decisions we have more decisions right now than we've had in a long time. So, okay, what do you all need this week? Whoa, I got some cards falling out here. I'm going to get back to those cards. What do you guys need to know this week in order to help you as a collective message for everybody that is watching this broadcast? Okay. Oh, higher education and learning. Well, you're in Gretchen school right now, but you're in Gretchen's life coaching school. Higher education and learning. This is learning. This is tests. This can be, I have gotten this card on medical tests. I've gotten this card on literal, like, academic tests. Obviously she's got, you know, some sort of academic thing here, but there is a thing with higher education and learning. We might need to learn a little bit more about a topic, a subject, something. It is interesting because we're talking about decisions and all of that. So that is something. So you might want to take a deep dive into a subject or a topic download an Audible book or some sort of thing, watch YouTube videos, whatever it is. But all right, Jenny said, how best can I support my overstressed loved ones? I have really a gentle deck tonight. This is Doreen's Saints and Angels deck. So Jenny, how do you support your loved ones? Ooh, there's a lot of emotion with that, honey. So I'm just going to say, and these are Catholic saints, but it doesn't matter what religion you are, okay? I think that I kind of am very eclectic when it comes to religions. I don't follow any one prescribed religion. Instead, I sort of pull from many different religions, and emotions is coming out. This is the saint that is very little talked about, and she's emotions because she's the patron saint of mental problems, anguish, fatigue. It is interesting. She's the emotional, like, so anxiety disorders, depression, and obviously if it's more serious like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder or some kind of thing, whenever we're feeling emotions, Saint Dymphna, I know that that's a hard, Saint Dymphna is the patron saint of mentally ill, but she helps whenever we have any kind of emotional problems. And so how do you help? You can pray to Saint Dymphna to take away your loved one's stress or disease or problem or whatever it is. She's a wonderful, and I don't know if you can see, but she's got like a little sort of lantern here, because she helps people to see clearly. So when you ask that question, I think I can't even think of a better card for you to have gotten with that, the answer of your question about how to help or support. You kind of can't do anything. Sometimes if we try, we can't take away someone's pain, but we can help. And I believe very much in a power of prayer or positive energy or whatever you want to call it. You don't have to call it prayer, but it's okay. So I hope that helps. Oh, Jane Moonwolf said, beautifully spoken. Thank you for the School of Gretchen. Oh, Courtney, you were writing on Facebook on someone reading a card for you. That's awesome. Doreen, how do you educate yourself? So you need to educate yourself on how to retire. Yes, you do, girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody else said, Ashley Jean also said, will anxiety pass soon? And that's Saint Dymphna, Ashley, is your saint. Okay. Saint Dymphna. Dymphna is how you say it. She's a very little talked about saint because we don't talk about, I'm using the broad term of mental disorders or emotional disorders or emotional, like whatever problems, like that's just in our society. We don't talk about it yet. Almost everybody's got one, at least anxiety or some sort of depression or some kind of thing. I mean, I don't know why we don't talk about it, but it's silly. But Saint Dymphna is your saint, and so I wish more people would talk about that for sure. Doreen, yes. Courtney, can I pull a card for you? I will pull one card, and then I will be signing off. I'm so happy everybody joined me tonight. Courtney, let's see. What did you need to know? Believe. Courtney, believe in you. Believe in yourself. Believe in a situation, believe in a higher power. This is Hildegard of Bingen. By the way, Hildegard was very interesting. I think she was in the 1300s. She might have been in the 1000s. Okay, she was a long time ago. But Hildegard of Bingen, she was a saint, and she wrote about medicine, herbal medicine that you could find in nature, healing crystals. She was a composer of music. Hildegard was really, really powerful healer, in addition to being like a saint or whatever, by the church. But Courtney, this card often means that you're not really in faith. you're more in fear. And so you have to have faith. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your decision-making process. I don't know why I was getting that, but I feel like this, I don't know if you watched the earlier part of the broadcast, but I want you to go back and re-listen to it because it's all about decision-making. But I want you to believe in yourself, Hildegard. So I hope that helps. So I only said I was going to do one more. So Pione, I'll do one for you, girl, because I love you. So what does Pione need to know this week? I'll just say this week for you. What do you need to know? Oh, healing, Pione. The card of healing. I happen to know Padre Pio. I love Saint Padre Pio, by the way. He was an amazing saint, and he was a healer. He had many, many, many miraculous healings attributed to him, Pione. And if you're healing your heart, or if you're healing your physical body, or somebody you know is sick and needs healing, Padre is your man. I often call upon Padre, and Padre is a saint that I like to work with when I'm doing my Reiki and my other healing work with people. I call upon Padre. Padre Pio is your man. He has a lot of miracles attributed to him with spontaneous, healings. So if you have any kind of ailment, you all want to pray to Padre because he can help. So I hope that helps everybody tonight. I want you all to kind of think about that decision making and what I gave you some tips and tricks there in the broadcast that can help you guys with this sort of problem and this low grade like fatigue and things that we're all feeling. It's just been a thing lately. And I hope that helps everybody. So if you guys are making a big decision, you want a little extra help, you can always call me for a personalized private astrological session, life coaching as well. And I do a bunch of other things, but mostly everybody calls me for astrology and my intuitive readings. So thank you as always. And I appreciate you guys are so awesome. You guys are sharing the post. You guys are liking the post, and I appreciate you. You guys make my Monday night as well. And it's wonderful to talk to everybody. So check me out. Go ahead also and subscribe on YouTube, Gretchen Heidel. I'm the only Gretchen Heidel on the internet, which is so much fun. So namaste, everybody. Good evening. Love to you all. And remember, everybody out there right now is struggling a little bit. So have patience if you can. And remember kindness, because we're all in this together. So remember to love your neighbors and your friends and family. Good night, everybody.